Yeah, pleasant good afternoon to one and all. I'm here in the parish of St. Philip, to the top of St. Philip, in a place called Culpepper, close to the Culpepper Island, which is just off the Barbados, the shores of Barbados. Culpepper is a little island just off of Barbados. This way will lead you back to Marleyvale and East Point, St. Philip, where the East Point Lighthouse is, and Marleyvale in St. Philip. This way will lead you back to Bare Fields, Keats Bay, and back to the Wiltshires farms and so on, all in St. Philip. So I will walk to St. Catherine's Church this afternoon. So Culpepper Island is somewhere off of here. This is Culpepper Development here, St. Philip. So I will see if I can get to St. Catherine's Church, which is right here in the center of the screen. St. Catherine's Church, St. Philip. So this is the way to St. Catherine's Anglican Church. So again, I'm in the countryside. I'm to the east of the island, direct east. You can see the beautiful countryside here. So this is St. Catherine's Road, the St. Catherine's Church. So the Barefield bus travels this route here. Well, the yellow bus keeps straight across. Yellow bus here, the Barefield bus. And all across here is back to St. Mark's Church. And we'll lead you back into St. John and those places. So I'm to the very top of St. Philip, which is also considered to be far. This is a far place again. Something like how St. Lucy or St. Peter would be. The same, about a miles. So I'm to the top of St. Philip. St. Philip is the southeastern parish. St. Philip is also a unique parish. St. Philip is the largest parish in Barbados. It is also the flattest parish, the parish which is said to have less hills or no hills at all. St. Philip is also referred to by many St. Philip. Many people refer to St. Philip as the Republic of St. Philip, and the people are referred to as Philippines. St. Philip is home to the following Calypsonians: Blood, or RPB known as Red Plastic Bag, John King, and what his name is? Red Plastic Bag, John King, Matt Fingal, and Blood. Those are well-known Calypsonians from Barbados who were born in St. Philip. Red Plastic Bag was just born across here in Barefield, St. Philip. In the same area, at Barefield, St. Philip. So now heading to St. Catherine's Church. This is a quiet community. Again, I'm in rural Barbados. I'm in the countryside at the moment. Here's a peaceful, quiet area. Less hardly anyone around. I have houses, but I don't really see people that on the way. Come back down. You can see all up in the hills. Although St. Philip is a flat parish, you can still see up in the hills of St. Philip. This part of St. Philip is relatively hilly. When I say hilly, it is not steep. They are not steep hills, but they are relatively slow, relatively fair amount of slopes in this part of St. Philip. St. Philip is the third. St. Philip is the largest parish in Barbados. St. Philip is the largest parish here in this beautiful island of Barbados. So when I get to the church, I will do a separate walk around the church. So I will do this as a separate video apart from St. Catherine's Church. And then I will do a separate video with St. Catherine's Church when I get there. This is about 9 or so years I haven't been up in these areas here, up in these parts. Since 2016, haven't been up in here. That at one point I almost forgot what the area looked like. St. Philip is sometimes often less rustic, but this part of St. Philip is rustic, as you can see. As you can see, it is less rustic, but this part of St. Philip is rustic. So the Bearfield Transport Board bus travels through here, the government bus, the big blue and yellow bus, while the yellow bus, the private yellow bus, will keep on the straight road. Now reaching the church. I don't want to really spot on anybody's houses for them to think that I want to break their houses or rob their houses or anything. You can see a lovely mango tree here. This can also be a pathway back to East Point and that area. You can see the church here, St. Catherine's Church. St. Catherine's Church is situated on a small hill. Now reach St. Catherine's Anglican Church. So long I haven't been to this place. Long time no see. St. Catherine's Church. And the school is just across here. St. Catherine's Primary School. You can see how lush and green out here is. St. Catherine's Anglican and Episcopal Church here. So we'll get back to the church shortly. This is the church cemetery. The cemetery here. St. Catherine's Anglican Church on top of the hill. And this is St. Catherine's Primary School. St. Catherine's Church was established in 1922. So that is not such a relatively old church like how St. Catherine is the sister church to St. Mark's Church. This is the church cemetery. And the primary school is here. St. Catherine's Primary School is right here. This is the church cemetery. So the church here. I will give you more details when I get back. I will do a separate vlog with the church. Our Governor General, which is now the President, Dame Sandra Mason, is also from this area here. This is St. Catherine's Church Cemetery, and this is St. Catherine Primary School. St. Catherine's Primary School here. Along this road will lead you back to Bayfield, Royal Wiltshires, Skeets Bay. I think right past by receive its primary education either here or at St. Mark's, which is also nearby here. So I will go around this corner here and end the video and walk back to the church. Thank you guys for watching now, and do have a blessed and a wonderful evening. So here's a very quiet, peaceful area. Have a blessed and a wonderful afternoon, guys. Do appreciate your time. Comment, let me know what you think about this area. Here all the way to the top of St. Philip in Barbados.